I keep on finding these in the bottom of my bag. Been there for over a year and I haven't used them, so they're perfectly clean. It's not like I've picked them at the dustbin or off the pavement or anything. Thought it'd be quite fun to make some papier mache hands. So first thought was fill it with water, but that would just blow up like a water balloon, wouldn't look realistic. Also thought maybe fill it with air. Oh, ears popped. But then again, not very realistic, is it? But then I was cleaning out my cupboard and I had a bowl of rice I use for drying out water damaged phones and such. Not fit for human consumption, unless you like eating nuts and screws. I don't own a funnel, so I'm going to use a measuring jug with a spout to carefully fill the glove up about 3/4 of the way. I'm going to see if I can sculpt all the rice into the bottom of the fingers, just to make it look a bit more realistic, not so balloony. I've cut an oval out of a cardboard box and I'm using that to stop up the end. Also, the plan is it's going to act as the glove's base, so it'll be able to stand upright. So I'm just letting the elasticated end of the glove snap back over the oval. I'm going to use some masking tape to hold it in place as well. To protect my furniture, I'm using a mat to put it on. When I'm doing papier mache, I like to cut the newspaper into long strips before I start. Then I sort of cut it down into oblongs. Just saves a lot of time. Now the golden rule for mixing the paste is 1 part PVA to 2 parts water. This will give some horrible gooey mess. The texture I'm aiming at is just pink icing on a donut. So paint a liberal amount of the paste onto the glove and then using the brush just paint on the pieces, each one with a slight overlap until you completely cover one side of the glove. That will be your first coat. You need about 2 of these, I think, 2 or 3. Anyway, so this is the sort of job where it's good to do little and often. So do a coat, leave it for a day to dry, do another one, just come back when you're bored and it will soon be done. My hand, I found after 2 coats it was solid enough to pick up and turn over. It could even stand up, so I thought I'll just stand it up and that would be easier for me to actually access the other side. Something very relaxing about papier mache. I also like the way how all the headlines and newspaper print juxtaposes. Reminds me of the 1950s sort of beat poets who used to compose poems by cutting up words of newspapers and pasting them all together. Maybe that's where cut and paste comes from. It's quite tricky to get round the fingers, but I found you could use long pieces and just wrap them round like bandages. So as with any curve, smaller pieces work better. Just keep on adding little bits, more paste, and it'll all gel together. So now the moment of truth. Remove the cardboard oval. Cut through the masking tape with a craft knife. So pop that out and pour the rice back into a container. Probably save that for another project. This is some decoupage paper I've just bought. So now I'm sealing in the base with more papier mache. So carefully cut round the base just to get a nice sort of organic oval shape, just so it can stand up and look quite professional. And there it is. So I'm cutting round different shapes. These have quite nice circle mandalas. I'm using Mod Podge. I think it's a type of gesso, I could be wrong. But it's quite good to use. You lay it on thick, then you stick on the shape, apply Mod Podge over the paper you've just stuck. A bit like doing a collage really. You're just seeing how the shapes all fit together and then sort of filling in the bits in between. A bit like a jigsaw puzzle. So I've got these diamond shapes which are quite cool. So circle probably fits in there quite well. So yeah, let's do a circle there. It's a bit like Tetris really. You can see a diamond shape will fit there. And also another one there. This is really quite relaxing doing decoupage. I didn't think it would be. Really lowers your blood pressure, which is good. So next time somebody beeps at you in traffic, just wind down the window and shout, "Oi mate, you ought to do some decoupage." For the fingers, I've sort of cut a slit in the circles, a bit like a piece of pie, you know, just so it can sort of fit the shape and the gaps in between the fingers. Diamond shape would fit there. Cool. So cooking on gas now. Still got a few bits in between. Where will this piece fit? Tried different techniques for cutting out the shapes. Tried a craft knife, a sharp pair of kitchen scissors, but the thing I found best was just a pair of paper scissors. It's very thin, it's almost like tissue paper, slightly thicker. Again, it's a good job to do little and often, really. Just glue on a shape or two, then go away, do something else, then come back to it, really. Took me about 2 days, leaving it to dry, just doing tiny bits at a time. The trickiest bit though, when the gaps between the shapes get smaller, you have to cut out then shapes within shapes to fit in there. Ends up being a bit of a psychedelic nightmare, really. I'm using a gym weight barbell? No, they're not called that. Dumbbell, that's what they're called. Just to prop up the hand, because obviously when you're applying pressure, you don't want to push the hand across the table, which happened to me a few times. So for the fingers, I just stuck a shape on the finger, then using the paintbrush pushed it round, turned it round, did the other side, and it's done in no time really. But looking quite cool, I'm quite pleased with it. So there we are, Papier Mache hand, and my first attempt at decoupage. As always, thanks for watching, take care of yourselves.